We'll look at the total market cap because it's easier. So let's just go back in time. So halving on 2016, first one that I witnessed, big gigapump, bear market, right? And then the next halving was it May 2020? Give or take around that point. So here, you can see how big they are, right? They're going for quite a long time. But are we going to see the new halving, which is, bear with me, let me just do a horizontal line. New halving's around April time, 2024. So the new halving's going to be here. Are we going to go up into this point much higher than what we were in previous cycles and then maybe moon for a bit for maybe 6 months and then maybe pull back down? Hello.
Oh, what's that box up there?
Oh, that's a secret little box. Take profit up there somewhere. I could be,
That's
could be a lot higher, by the way.
That box there is future support.
Yeah, hopefully. So when we look at this, are we going to go into this much hotter at a much higher level and then maybe just pump up to a certain point, then just fucking die? It's all speculation, obviously, but you just don't know because the narrative of the market is a little bit different with what's happening with gold and all kinds of stuff like that. By the way, if anyone's wondering what this is, go to the low to the high. This is the box.
It's the box.
But I'm going to say something else here as well. If you are equipped with the Fibonacci, you can add a few more boxes if you want to. So the ones that I like to go for is obviously the three, they're already on here anyways, the 2.6, 3.618, all that kind of stuff. So if I just do this, rumph. I mean, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but there's potential here. I mean, 6.71 trillion? Is it unlikely? Not really, but I'll probably be out by then. I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't be out, but you know what I mean? Like it'll be, if people are joining the market thinking like a 6.71 trillion in the,
we're still early.
What if scenario, right? This time is different. It's going to be happening around that point where we're all like down here thinking, yeah, cool, we've made a lot of money and we've got past this extension, we're at this extension and there's new people coming. This time is different. It's all going to happen. If you're not taking profit, I'm literally going to throw you out of the window. Like,
no, because what's going to be funny is we are going to take profit and then it becomes that super cycle.
Yeah, but you've already made mega money.
12 trillion.
You've already made mega money. Learning crypto has gone to the fucking moon and it's on fucking billboards on New York, whatever you call it. It's, you know what I mean? It's going to be mental. But like these are like the profit area. Like obviously take profit here. Obviously, if it gets there, you're laughing anyways. Realistically, like obviously don't go all out. But if you think I've made so much money here, let's just fuck it off. You know, you can't go wrong, especially if you're buying down here. I mean, the multiples don't do it justice from this point onwards to this area. It doesn't look like a lot, but
you got to think about the individual
elements of your portfolio is going to be very, very different, and it's going to be scary. But I know that's very, very bullish hopium, but we just don't know where this is going to go yet. We don't know if we're going to come into this halving hot, which is obviously this gray line here. Let me change the line to orange to signify that it's Arvan. That's estimate time, by the way. It's not set in stone due to the block sizes and speeds, but it's around that point. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see where we go. There's a lot of assets that look pretty good for like this sort of thing, and these extensions do work. Because if I go back in time, hold on a minute, let me just remove. Let's just remove that for now. If you go back in time and look at certain areas, this is where it gets really interesting. You know, you can just do this. I mean, look at that. It went up to that point there. On this level, it went right up to that on the T. It's scary, isn't it? It's like
because that's obviously not an individual asset. That is like
the entire
multiple assets altogether.
Let me zoom in and make sure I get the fucking thing on the nose. But yeah, you get the idea of why I like to use said indicator. Look at that. So yeah, we hit that level. It went to the top level of it. Actually, tell you what, do we add one more on there? Where's the 4 point? Get rid of that one, 4.618. Not that far away, really. That's scary, isn't it? But as well, what you need to look at as well, yes, this was drawn from This is how you future-proof a Fibonacci, by the way. So from this point to this point, that is where the mechanical element of it is done, right? Just look at all of these levels and how they were used. Look at how this level was a level of support. Look at how this level was a level of resistance. Look at how this was the top and we pulled back into this region. Look at how this became a level of support, mental, or even resistance briefly, then support. Obviously this level here and all the kind of obstructions around this point too, going down to this region, back down into this level here, the 618, all the way down to here is this kind of level of stops and turn at the... It's fucking mad. It's like, how is that a thing? It's scary. And even right now, when we look at this Black Swan level, this is at parity with the actual Fibonacci level. We did a full retracement all the way back down to the previous all-time high of 2018. Boom. It's scary, right? So this is why I say, if you're struggling, you've got blue sky breakouts, just use the Fibonacci, because it's all you've really got. You can't really look at anything else other than some random ass extension levels that are pie in the sky. And you think to yourself, that's never going to go up there. But then you think to yourself the other way around. It's like, bear with me. Let me show you the other way around. This is also fun. So the other way around is the odds, right? So I know we're going on a massive tangent. But when we look at the previous cycle, when we go from the low to the high, and you're like, well, when did it really get going? And you look at these sort of levels, you think it's never going to go down to these levels. And this actually did hit a Fibonacci level, but I can't remember what sequence it is. It's one of the stupid ones, the 881. I can't remember. It's not a default one, but it is a genuine Fibonacci number. Is it 89 or wherever? I can't remember. But you get the idea. It hit a certain level. It's like, wow. So yeah, even if you're doing that situation, but again, if we look at the obvious here, and we look at the previous cycle, which we've just kind of been through. So if we're going to go from, I don't know, this point here to all the way to the top, look at that level there. We hit the 786 right on the fucking tit, literally. It's like, ooh, cool. So yeah, this is a thing, and I do analysis and it's simple, but when you are like looking at all these people getting really hyped up about a $55 dot, and you're like, right, okay, maybe should take some profit. And then obviously then it does rotate, and it you know, this deviation happens and we start going into a bear cycle and everyone's upset. And then you say to people, right, we're going to go roughly $4 based off the fib. And I think we did a video on our Learning Crypto channel about potential levels, and we said $4. It went to $4.20. So, and we'd said that ages ago, right? And, you know, when we look at these sort of, oh God, I can't really see. No, fuck it, we'll use it. It's not the best example, but you can kind of see, like, how low can you go? And you've just got to look at key levels. But even when you're thinking from $55, you're buying at $14, people will be like, no chance, no chance. If you're in this point, we're going to go down to $14, people are like, fuck off, nowhere. And it went even lower. Like, there is a Fibonacci level here. I can't remember what it is for the life of me, but it's just one of those obscure ones that no one really uses, but it does actually factor into some point. But you get the idea. They do go very, very low. But again, it's the same with Ethereum. Ethereum is a great example of this. It's like low to high. Look at where we went, 786. We've tested it twice. Unbelievable. And now look at where we're going.
Go back to the total too, or total, I think it was. We're at the 618, sell everything.
Mm-hmm. It's mental, isn't it? We're going through that right now, like hot butter.
Deviation.
Probably. I don't know. Depends on the news. It's all.
You know what's funny?
It's all season.
You said that on the total there, we bounced right off the previous all-time high. Everyone was distracted by BTC's previous all-time high.
Yeah,
being broken. We should have just been watching the total market cap, because that's a very clean bounce off previous all-time high, isn't it?
I was buying a lot at these points. This area here, I was buying because dominance of USD was about 15% for a long time. If I go to the dominance of like this area, this was the same sort of area. It was about 15% like for quite a while at these levels. So yeah, like these sort of levels, I was like buying. And I was expecting it to go low. I was like, I'm just going to buy here and see what happens. And obviously it didn't. And then I started leveling in a little bit more. And then I went all in like early January. But it's all what ifs and maybes, but it's turned out to be pretty good. Even still, when I look at this box, it's like, yeah, it's still fair value. But like, this is if things go really bad. And I don't think it will now, unless something mental happened. Like, I don't know.
I wonder whether we get sell in May and go away.
It might just be boring though.
So much price action this past 4 months. And especially if the Fed is just like, right, we're pausing now and we're not going to be cutting. So for the next 9 months, every FOMC meeting is no change.
But the thing is,
no change.
You say there's been a lot of price action, but a lot of altcoins look like that.
So this was a point I was going to make earlier, is that all USD prices aren't even that crazy. Some of them are only up about 30, 40, 50%.
The shit, they've actually underperformed massively, which is given by this chart. It's telling us. And like
but as I say, even in the USD, they've not really been keeping up either. So alts have a lot of room to move if money cycles into them.
Let me show you, because I did a video on this very, very recently.